So, good morning, everyone. I am doing the spiral biz today. So, I just cleared the previous one, as you can see there, and they literally gave me floor 9 and 10 for free. I didn't even have to do it. That's a very nice feature that Genshin just did. So, I'm guessing that if you cleared the 36 spiral biz last season, um, floor 9 and 10 is just granted to you. Like, I'm just double checking. I was like, did I face this? Did I do this? Why did they? Unfortunately, they just gave it to you. So that saves you so much time in focusing on just floor 11 and floor 12 this season. So that's so awesome. Thank you, Mihojo, for doing that. You saved us literally 5 to 10 minutes of our life. But we all know what's the main reason why we're here. Floor 11 and floor 12. At this point in the game, Spiral Abyss is just Primogems for me to roll for new characters. So I'm going to go with the same team setup as I did in the last few videos that I've been doing. This team setup, I love it. It's easy to use. As I can say, Farina and Nouvelette are perfect together. Floor 11, the first floor is very easy this season. They have very little enemies. The first team only has 4 enemies that you deal with. Very easy. Like, you can easily keep your defense above 90 because they literally have 4 enemies and each of them just goes at the totem one at a time. So it's very easily done. Second team is actually easier because they only have 2 enemies and like literally these 2 enemies respawn one after the other. So this season is really fun because it's not a headache or anything like that. The enemies are simple. You can really hit the spark time if you have your right artifact and if you have your skill talented up. See, I still have 93% left and I'm already completed it. So yeah, good luck on that. This is not a guide video, to be honest. This is more like a video of just me completing it. If you really want a straightforward guide, watch my previous setup and I will talk to you back then about the artifacts I use, the setup and everything like that. I've been using the same setup for the last like 2 or 3 months and it worked perfectly fine. So I'm not planning on getting any new characters. I don't plan on getting like those new Natlin characters. I just want to get Nouvelette C1 because my Nouvelette right now is actually C0. He's unmodified. He doesn't have any unique ability or any resistance when he's doing his beam. My Ito here is actually C2. So if you notice why my Ito's recharging rate is much faster than maybe your Ito, chances are because my Ito here is actually C2. And his C2 grants him the ability that every time when a Geo unit off field is using their energy, he is constantly recharged. So something like that, something along that line, I don't know. But yeah, if you notice why his energy recharge is really fast and why the other team's energy recharge or ultimate's already gone through by the time Ito is finished is because my Ito is a C2. My Nouvelette here, C1 with his weapon. He does have his Tome of the Overflow here. So if you notice why he's doing more damage than yours, he does have it. And also my Kazuha actually has his signature weapon too. Even though I have all this stuff, this is a free to play account. So I haven't spent a penny on any of this. This is all hard work and grinding. So if you are playing Genshin and you're wondering, oh look, he has a Nouvelette, he has all these 5-star characters, he hasn't spent any money. Yeah, because I've been grinding Primogen. I've been playing for the last year, 2 years and a half now, just grinding it out. And if that's not your flow, you know, put in $3 or $4. You know, maybe you'll get the same result that I do. But I find the enjoyment in actually playing this game. That's why, as you can see, my characters are not fully leveled to 90. I feel that you don't need to level your character to level 90 in order to beat the Spiral Abyss. You can easily level them up to 84. As you can notice, the Spiral Abyss is not endgame anymore. Spiral Abyss is just like quick primo jam to kind of test out your character, test out your build. It's not really in-game content anymore. So floor 12 was a little bit more difficult for me because I thought I was gonna deal with two bosses. Where is it? Yeah, I thought the ruined drakes were gonna be the boss one that actually flies up, and then you know he goes around and do the eye beam. So then I chose instead of Farina, I chose my official, and the thing is that my official took all of the artifacts from Katrina to her. So she has like all the bad artifacts, and I'm gonna show you this is a bad result. This is a perfect example of why you should not have characters with bad artifacts into the Spiral Abyss, especially when you're trying to 36 the Spiral Abyss. You have to have really good artifacts, right? So I'm gonna fast forward a little bit, right? So I'm using Nouvelette, Official, Bazu, and Kazuha. The exact same team that I used on the previous one, except Farina is switched out with Official. And you can see that without that extra artifact, even on that extra team member, everything is off balance. You're not doing the right amount of damage. You're not doing the, see, look, he's doing only 20. And it's even the team comp. Having a team comp like this doesn't synergize that well of getting 36 stars. So if you want a 36 stars, you have to use a certain team. You can't just randomly throw teams together because a lot of them don't synergize with each other. Like exactly Official here. I know this was my old team setup. That's why back then I didn't 36 the Fire Abyss, even though I had my character that high level, even though I had good artifacts. If the key team doesn't synergize with each other, you know, look on the internet, find a result, find something in order for you to have that better result. Because as you can see, this team took literally about a minute to beat one of the enemies, and resulting in a 2 minutes per round. And that's bad because if you really want to 36 the Spiral Abyss, you have to do it within 1 minute and 20 seconds each round. And if you don't meet that criteria, you will not 36 floor 12. That's what I have. The best tip for floor 12 is make sure you complete each round under 1 minute and 20 seconds. If you don't do that, you will not reach the 36. Even though you have character, I see people on forums that say, oh, I have level 90 characters, I have this team set up, why am I not completing the Spiral Abyss? Why am I not 36ing the Spiral Abyss? I have like level 90. Dude, I'm doing this with a Nouvelette level 85, right? If you don't have the right synergy, you won't make or complete the challenge, okay? Even if you have a level 120, it doesn't matter. If the synergy does not complete, maybe 120 could because these enemies are 20. But like I'm saying, the right synergy will create the right team comp. And if you have trouble, creating a team comp, look up the internet. There's a lot of guides, a lot of tips on how to do it. And overall, at the end of the day, it's just how you play too, right? My play style is just brutal. Click, 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 click. That's basically it. Like, I'm just holding down the attack buttons for most of the time. Ito and Nouvelette is basically hit, hit, hold. Right? That's the most of the time I'm holding down the left click button in order to get their trigger effect. So, as you can see, look, I didn't meet the criteria. So then the minute I noticed I didn't meet the criteria, I'm like, okay, I'm going to use Farina. I'm going to go back to my old team setup. I'm gonna go with Nuvalet, Farina, Bazu, and Kazuha. And you can see the difference now. You can see a big difference on how fast I cleared the first boss. The first boss, I remember it took me 1 minute with this team. You can see the result. As a minute, I sent out Farina, do Nuvalet, do Kazuha, and then there we go. See, look how fast that is. Right? If you don't have the team, and my Nuvalet is doing 32% damage. I mean, 32,000 damage on this one hit. Before he was doing 17. See, look, I literally cleared this guy in half the time I took. Before it took me 0-0 when I beat him. Now I still have 2. So that basically saves me at least 30 seconds. And I'm going to beat this guy within the next 30 seconds too. That's how you should beat a round. You know, have a team comp that helps you complete. So I'm going to complete this wave within the 1 minute instead of the other team, which took 2 minutes. So as I mentioned earlier, this is not a guide. This is just my gameplay of how I beat this Spiral Abyss this season. If you want a guide and if you want to see my character, you can check on the previous Spiral Abyss that I did. But this is just to show you that, you know, how I normally do this. Most of these Spiral Abyss enemies are, no matter what they are, they're the same. This season actually found the Spiral Abyss to be a lot more easier than last season. There's less enemies. They might be a little stronger, but it doesn't really matter. But there's less enemies. These enemies are very, very beefy. Very, very beefy. So whenever you have the chance, pop out whatever skills you can, right? I remember I only finished this like with literally 15 to 20 seconds left. These enemies are really beefy. Very beefy. Luckily, the last guys was actually geo-based, so I beat them within like the 15 seconds. But these guys were very beefy. Like, I was very concerned at this point because I noticed I only have 50 more seconds, and I was like, oh my, I didn't even beat this guy. And now I'm down to 40 seconds, so I was like, oh my god, whatever enemies comes after, I'm literally screwed because I only have like 30 seconds to beat them. And I was like, I really hope I beat this guy. So I beat this guy within the 30 second mark, and thank heaven the next team were actually Geo. So I sent out Zhongli, I smashed him, I used Nuvalet, I have 20 seconds left. I'm going to town with this. I'm going to town. I'm doing as fast as damage as I can. 10 seconds, 15, look, 10 seconds. Oh, right there, 10 seconds left. This one was a challenge. It's great that if you have a Geo team for this Spiral Abyss, bring it. But I always bring my Geo team, and they never disappoint me. And I think this is the second wave. This is much more easier because yeah, you have these big enemies, but they're very easy as long as you group them together. They don't run away from each other. They tend to stay very close to each other, and they don't have any attack that kind of like move away from each other. So what I recommend is that you attack them, you run behind them, especially when you're Nuvalet, and then you just go to town, right? And you're done. Yeah, this guy is a little bit more challenging. Okay, like if you're gonna bring a Geo team, use them on your second team because this guy is Geo proof. He is annoying as hell. He'll bring out his shield enough time, and I think they actually made him a little bit more difficult this time around. They added way more armor to him for some reason, or maybe I'm not doing enough damage. But I know since the last time I was here, I did increase my Ito's artifact. I gave him more defense, so I don't know why this boss is a little harder than before. But as I mentioned, make sure to bring some Geo team with you to kind of shatter his shield. get down to his HP there, because this guy is much more harder than the last boss that I'm gonna actually fight. Because this guy, once he has his Geo shield out, you cannot do any damage to it. Zero. So make sure you bring some Geo characters to get rid of that shield, and once you get rid of that shield, you can start doing some major damage. So as you can see, I'm a little bit panicking here, a little bit, because I'm at the 8-0 20 mark, and I haven't beaten him yet, and I'm kind of scared, because that means that I only have literally 1 minute to beat the last boss, and that's very challenging when you're like, when you don't know how they improve the boss in this Spiral Abyss. So I'm kind of scared. I was coming into this kind of scared. Oh, never mind, my bad. I thought this was the last wave. Okay, well, this guy's easy, because I thought these two were actually going to be boss. That was scared me so much. I was like, how am I going to do this? But yeah, anyways. I was so scared that these two were going to be boss. So this is actually another wave. This is the third wave. The previous one was actually the second wave of the end of the second wave, which I confused myself a little bit. But I thought these were going to be boss, the flying boss one. And once I realized it was these two, I was like, this is piece of cake. I can easily beat these guys under 30 seconds. I have at least 1 minute or even 2 minutes to actually beat the final boss. So that was very easy for me. Yeah. So this guy is actually way easier than the last floor. His Geo, every time when you do Geo damage to him, he takes a little bit of HP damage too. So I wasn't really concerned. I literally had 2 minutes. I was just like, I'm just gonna go to town with this guy. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, just get rid of his shield. He's so much more easier than the last boss. When his shield is removed, he's completely stunned. So I'm just rapiding hitting him. 80,000, 80,000, 80,000, 80,000. Throw the dog, throw the dog, throw the dog. And look, 61,000. I don't know why. It's supposed to be 100, but yeah. So I literally got like 2 more minutes, and like I'm already halfway through with HP. And I still got 1 minute and 20 seconds left. This is annoying because he ran out of my field zone. Like, that was really annoying of him. He ran out of my field zone, and he took away my boost. So I'm not doing as much damage as I should have done. And I think he's gonna get up one more time before I finish him off. So he's gonna get up this time. He's gonna put up his shield. Right? Put up his shield again. I throw my Zhongli. I throw my Goro. I'm just trying to get rid of his shield, right? And I don't know what happened there. He threw the shield. So now I'm a little bit scared, because now I'm like, oh, why is he not done? Like, I got 40 seconds left. Throw my shield, throw my buff, just try to get the last bit of thing. Throw the dog, and then boom, 29 seconds left over. And that's a 36 Spiral Abyss right there. If you want to learn tips and tricks, I recommend watching my previous videos. This video is more like a breakdown of how I did it and what I did. I'm not going to actually show you the character's artifact. I showed them several times already. And I at this point, like, you know, I already had the characters that I needed to beat the Spiral Abyss, or 36 the Spiral Abyss. And I'm just here to collect Primogem. So if you want to know tips and tricks, watch my previous videos. This is just a breakdown of what I did, a quick recording of how I beat it. And look, 36 stars, and I still got 30 more days left.